I'm Uncle Mark. Welcome to my channel. Just working on a two-stroke little engine. Could be on a whippersnapper, or in this case it's on a little rotor tiller, one of those ones that's about that wide. You'll see what it's all about. Here's the problem. You can pull on the rope and it doesn't turn the engine over. Let's see what's wrong with it. So if we take a look at it here, see how it won't engage? Sometimes. Now it's working. Let's start it then. Seems to be the problem. Oh, yeah, sure. Seemed like it was working. Now it won't again. Most of the time it will not engage. So, figured let's take a look at it, figure out how this thing goes, how it comes apart. I've never had one of these apart before. This is a T20 Torx bit, and there's hardly any room. Kind of disappointed. So, started, as you can see, I've got the machine on its side. This is on a rotor tiller, but this could be a whippersnapper or something. Could be just about anything. Put these motors and everything. So the red part's the motor, and actually sits on this black part that goes further down the unit to either, well, in this case, the tines for the tiller. So two screws on this one on the top. And I thought, really? And then there's one on the bottom, just below the gas tank. So get that out. I'm just showing you a couple different shots of it. And I was shocked. That's all that really is holding this motor together. At least to that part. Comes out that easy. So I figured, well, it's got to be under here somewhere. How do we get into these parts? So this piece, the clutch drum, T20 inside it. What this does is, when it's idling, it doesn't spin. T20. It causes it not to spin, whatever's spinning. We'll get back to that in a minute. I found out, well, I got to take some more things apart. So I'm going to take the cord off for the winder. It's easy enough. That comes off there, and then there's a lower one. Take that one off. A little rubber piece on it that just kind of holds it together. So if you take that rubber cap off, you get the string out nice and easy. Just twist it around there. That easy. I'm going to put the cap back on because you know me, I'll lose it. And a couple, we can either use a flat screwdriver, or I believe it's the same thing, the T20. There's also a couple there. Where else do we have them? They're all over the place. Let's just get to it and figure it out. So a couple on, it's that same T20. I believe there's 3 of them up here. Try and get it to come out. So I guess my screwdriver not magnetic. No, I'll get them out. Then I was thinking, so I got that out. There's 2 on the sides here. This holds the tank on. Not always hold the tank on. The tank is kind of attached to that red piece. What else we got here? So I was trying to figure out how to get this not to spin. I thought, well, I'll just jam in these cooling fins here against something. And yeah, that'll work. And it did work. But I'll show you there's actually, as far as I know, a better way to do it. So right in there, there's actually a couple of holes that another thin screwdriver would fit into. No, this one, I don't know if you saw, there was a washer that fell out of that clutch. And it seemed like the screw wanted to stay in there. So I'll try not to lose those pieces. It's like, okay, well, here's this clutch. How's that come off? So it tells you which way it says off and you see the arrow below the word off. So we've got a counterclockwise. So enter on the back here again, and I mentioned there's a couple little holes in the flywheel, and I just stuck, can you see it right there? There's actually one on that side too. So I don't break the fins off, so I'm going to stick that in one of the holes, let it hold against one of these mounting, I don't know what you want to call these other pieces. You can see where I'm setting it. That's how I'm going to get the engine not to turn, because we're going to be turning the crankshaft basically with this. I just used a crescent wrench, got it on there, and counterclockwise, just like the little picture set. And it's tight enough. Here, I'll try it from this side. Since I'm right-handed, there you go. Give it a couple spins. Hold my screwdriver there so that nothing else is turning. Screwdriver's jammed against something, so that's good. It just screws off. I believe there's a big washer behind it too. There it is. And actually there's another metal piece in there too that it's like a tube. I don't know if it makes that shaft bigger or not. I didn't notice that till later. It's going to fall out. So what else we have? Do we have any more screws holding this red piece on? There were a few on the top. There's one in there. Another one up here. That's where it's nice to have a set of screwdrivers that are T's. I'll try and put in the link, maybe in the description. I've used these quite a bit. I've also got some sockets that work like that. That have the bits on them. But it wouldn't have worked here. You actually need something long. This thing's still hanging on. There must be another screw somewhere. Oh, maybe I didn't get that one all the way out. A little bit of patience. So I flipped it upside down, see what's going on here, and oh, there's a screw right there, just under the spark plug. It's like, okay, well, we figured them all out. This black, I think it's down there. Just trying to get the red cover off. There's that screw. Put it somewhere safe. So you know you'll lose it. And some of them are like fine thread, and these are like a coarse thread that go into plastic. The ones that go into the aluminum are fine, machine screws. It just pops off. There you go. So there was nothing wrong with the winder, but on this flywheel or cooling fan, whatever you want to call it, it's got these, I'll show you up close, these little fingers that are supposed to engage and not engage. See how that works? And look at this one. It's not very free at all. It's supposed to spring back and forth. That is our problem. And this one actually will get stuck too. So I'm going to try and clean it out with a little bit of WD-40, not a sponsor. Although if they want to be, they can get a hold of me. I sprayed it a few times in each one until they're moving nice. I don't want to get this stuff everywhere. Try and dry it off. Then I'll put something else in there. Because I'm thinking the WD-40 will probably dissipate, or maybe the word is evaporate eventually out of there. So I'm going to shoot it with some other stuff. Something I think will stay there. The lady said she's had this machine for 3 years and it just started acting up this year, so I told her, well, you'll probably get another 3 years out of it for sure. I'm hoping she gets a lot more than that. She knows where I am. She wanted to bring it to one of these small engine repair places, and I says, oh, I don't even know if there's one close. Plus, they're going to charge you a whole pile of money for this. In fact, I think most places will just turn you away. They don't even want to do it because the bill is going to be so much based on their hourly rate. It'll be half the price of what this unit is worth new. I'm trying to get this cover back on, and for some reason it doesn't want to sit properly. And I don't know if it's where that spark plug goes, or what the issue is. You can see in the shaft here on the top, see how it's not centered in the hole there? And right here too, where the screw goes into the middle, it's not sitting properly either. That red is supposed to be right on top. So I jiggled and fiddled and whatever else I did. Thinking if you've got a similar thing, you're going to have to do the same. It's so hard to see what it's not happy with. Something. Thought maybe the spark plug wire had moved or something. That's not the hardest thing to work on. Could have been worse. I'll get it there till it fits. And there's a little pin or dowel right there. See the little red one? That goes in its own kind of hole, and then there's a screw beside it. Not really sure what I'm fighting against. It's not rocket science. And it's a good thing it's not rocket science, because I'm not a rocket scientist. That's pretty obvious, so I think, huh? Let's put the right screws back in the right place. The coarse threads go into just plastic. If it's going into a plastic piece, and then like this one where it goes actually into some aluminum, that's one of those fine thread ones. If it doesn't want to go in the hole, don't force it. Probably the wrong screw. What am I missing? Oh, this one by the spark plug, remember that? That one goes into plastic, so it's a fairly coarse kind of a thread on the screw. Put that in there, not overly tight. Make sure they're all in there. Oh, this is that shaft piece that goes on top of there. Probably going to follow it like this one did, and I didn't even notice it. And it's, what's this part? Put this back on. The way this works is when it's running really fast, the centrifugal force throws it out and grabs onto that barrel or drum that it's around, and that's what works like a clutch. Well, it is a clutch. Put this back in one of those little holes there somewhere. Just then we can hold the crankshaft from moving. Because I've got to tighten this guy back on. I'm just going to snug it up. Yeah, it's fairly tight. As long as I don't use a really, really long, don't put a pipe on it or something like that. What do we have? Oh, this other piece. So the washer goes on there. That still has the screw in it. So you put that on there and then tighten her up. And it's going to want to spin the crankshaft again. So back underneath, find those holes that are in there. There's one. So it's a good thing I've got two different kinds of screwdrivers here. They're torque bits. Extra set of hands would have been nice. Tighten that up, nice and snug. I think all I have to do now is just put our little gas tank back on, and that's easy enough. Try not to get the fuel lines all tangled. This goes in there. A couple more of those plastic screws, the ones with the coarse threads. Did I mention this is the first time I've had one of these kind of little motors? I don't know. Two-stroke motors. What do I know about them? Although I know a little bit more now. There's a shaft inside. Make sure I have to make sure it's all the way in, and that's what the motor's going to turn, which is going to turn whatever end you have on this. In this case, it's going to turn the tines for the tiller. Put those 3 screws back in. Oh yeah, it's just not happy again. There we go. These are a couple more coarse screws because it's, of course, going into plastic. So I've got it standing up now. Put this one in the back. How much room? And then thread the pull start cord. Gonna go in there and then put a little rubber piece on so that it stays. Doesn't come out very easily. Pull it to the top one. It's grabbing. It's good. The same with this one. Put that little cap back on. Rubber cap, if that's what it's called. And then go outside and see if I can get it running. It engages every time, but I don't know how to start it. I do get it started eventually, but not on camera. It was something stupid I was doing. That's going to do it for the video. It actually wasn't that hard, other than the short access I had between the base of the rotor tiller and the motor. But maybe if this is on a whippersnipper, there'll be more room. It should be very similar on a lot of those engines. If you like the video, please give me the thumbs up. That'll help YouTube know that I'm trying to do a good job. You can also subscribe down in the corner, and I will try and put this video with a bunch of other mishmash of videos right here, just above the big circle, and see if that helps. Until next time, you and your family stay safe. Bye-bye from Uncle Mark. Remember to be safe. Your safety is your responsibility and should be priority number 1. Also, give me the thumbs up if you like the video. Plus, please subscribe and you'll get all the notifications. It's easy. The little dog will show you how. Ring the bell. Ring the bell. Kidding me. What the heck is that? Anyway, if you like the video, can you subscribe? Give me the thumbs up.